When I came back from the East last autumn, I felt that I wanted the world to be in uniform and at a sort of moral attention forever. I wanted no more excursions with privileged glimpses into the human heart. Only Gatsby, the man who gives his name to this book, was exempt from my reaction. Gatsby, who represented everything for which I have an unaffected scorn. If personality is an unbroken series of successful gestures, then there was something gorgeous about him, some heightened sensitivity to the promises of life, as if he were related to one of those intricate machines that register earthquakes 10,000 miles away. This responsiveness had nothing to do with that flabby impressionability which is dignified under the name of the creative temperament. It was an extraordinary gift for hope, a romantic readiness such as I have never found in any other person, and which it is not likely I shall ever find again. No, Gatsby turned out all right in the end. It is what preyed on Gatsby, what foul dust floated in the wake of his dreams, that temporarily closed out my interest in the abortive sorrows and short-winded elations of men.
I'm paralyzed with happiness. By the way, this is Jordan Baker.
You live in the West Egg. I know someone there.
I don't know a single person.
You must know Gatsby.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
Dinner is served!
I'd love to see you at my table, Nick. You remind me of a rose. An absolute rose. Doesn't he? An absolute rose.
What the hell are you doing? We have company. Why isn't the food on the table?
That's the maid. I'm not the one who did it.
This is your responsibility.
This Gatsby you spoke of is my neighbor.
Don't talk, I want to hear.
Is something happening?
You don't know? I thought everyone knew.
I don't.
Tom's got a woman in New York.
Got some woman?
Yeah, and you think she would have the decency not to call during
Why did you
dinner.
hire me? It couldn't be helped.
We're getting off. I want you to meet my girl. I want to see you. Get on the next train.
Alright.
I'll meet you by the newsstand. Terrible place, isn't it?
Awful.
It does her good to get away.
Doesn't her husband object?
Wilson? He thinks she goes to see her sister in New York. He's too dumb he doesn't know he's alive.
Your face is familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war?
Why, yes, I was in the 9th Machine Gun Battalion.
I was in the 7th Infantry until June 1918. I knew your face was familiar. So, I have this little hydroplane that I've been meaning to try out. Will this come with me, old sport? It's just down near the shore.
What time?
Anytime that suits you best.
I've been having a gay time now? Much better. This is an unusual party for me. I haven't even seen the host. I live over there, and this man Gatsby just sent over a chauffeur with an invitation.
I'm Gatsby.
What? Oh, I beg your pardon.
I thought you knew, old sport. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm not a very good host.
Mr. Gatsby, a call awaits you.
If you want anything, just ask for it, old sport. Excuse me. I will rejoin you later.
I think he half expected her to wander in his parties one day, but she never did. They wanted to set up a luncheon in New York, but he just kept thinking, I don't want to do anything out of the way. I want to see her right next door, and Daisy ought to have something in her life.
Does she want to see Gatsby?
She's not supposed to know about it. Gatsby doesn't want her to know, so just invite her to tea.
Nobody's coming to tea. It's too late.
Don't be silly. It's just 2 minutes to 4.
I certainly am awfully glad to see you again.
We've met before.
Not for many years.
5 years next November.
Excuse me.
Where are you going?
I'll be back. sport. It stopped raining.
Has it?
What do you think of that? It stopped raining.
I'm glad, Jay.
I'd like you and Daisy to come over to my house.
I'd like to show her around.
Are you sure you want me to come?
Absolutely, old sport.
Every morning, every evening, ain't we got fun? Not much money, oh, but honey, ain't we got fun? The rich get rich and the poor get children. In the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun?
Open the whiskey, Tom.
Wait a minute. I want to ask Mr. Gatsby a question.
Go on.
What kind of row are you trying to put in my household?
He isn't causing a row. You're causing a row. Please have a little self-control.
Self-control. I suppose the latest thing is to sit back and let Mr. Nobody from nowhere make love to my wife. Well, if that's the idea, you can count me out. I know I'm not very popular. I don't have big parties. I suppose you've got to make your house into a pigsty in order to have friends in the modern world.
I've got something to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Please, let's all go home. Why don't we all go home?
That's a good idea. Come on, Tom. Nobody wants a drink.
I want to know what Mr. Gatsby has to tell me.
Your wife never loved you. She loved me.
You must be crazy.
She never loved you, do you hear? She only married you because I was poor and she was tired of waiting for me.
Sit down. We're going to solve this right now.
I told you what's been going on. Going for 5 years and you didn't know.
You've been seeing this fellow for 5 years?
No, not seeing. We couldn't meet. But we loved each other. All that time, old sport, and you didn't know. I used to laugh sometimes to think that you didn't know.
Oh, that's all. You're crazy! Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now!
No.
She does, though. The trouble is that sometimes she gets foolish ideas in her head, and she doesn't know what she's doing.
You're revolting.
Daisy, just tell him what he needs to know. Tell him that he never loved him and he'll be wiped away forever.
Why? How could I love him, possibly?
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
Daisy.
Please don't. Oh, you want too much. I love you now. Isn't that enough? I can't help with what's the past. I did love him once, but I loved you too.
You loved me too?
I can't say I never loved Tom. It wouldn't be true.
I'll take better care of you from now on.
You're not going to take care of her anymore.
I'm not.
No, Daisy's leaving you.
Nonsense.
I am, though.
She's not leaving me.
I can't stand this. Oh, let's get out. Please, Tom. I can't take this anymore.
You two start off on home in Mr. Gatsby's car.
Just keep driving. Just keep driving.
That goddamn coward. Didn't even stop his car.
As I walked there, brooding on the old unknown world, I thought of Gatsby's wonder when he first picked out the green light at the end of Daisy's dock. He had come a long way to this blue lawn, and his dream must have seemed so close that he could hardly fail to grasp it. He did not know that it was already behind him, somewhere back in that vast obscurity beyond the city, where the dark fields of the Republic rolled on under the night. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.